I'm just gonna do one like circle.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hit a lap. Hit a
Oh
lap.
my lordy! All right, come on, let's go. Let's get it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Jon Bernthal. He's an actor you know from films like Fury and Ford vs. Ferrari to mega-hit TV shows like The Punisher and The Walking Dead, as well as award-winning plays like Small Engine Repair, which he now stars in again as a film adaptation. You can also catch him in the much-buzzed-about King Richard, which tells the story of tennis superstars Venus and Serena Williams and their father/coach Richard Williams, set to release on November 19th. Jon Bernthal, you've been a very busy guy. Thanks for taking the time for Hot Ones, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
Before we dig in, how are you around the spicy stuff?
But you know, it is not my bag, man. It is not. I'm be completely honest. So I'm a little bit nervous. I come with reverence, respect, and humility. But I'm intent on conquering today. I hope I don't have to swallow those words, but I will swallow these wings. That's delicious. Yeah, man. I saw Matt Damon eat like the whole wing. I have a lot of respect for that. I'm not gonna spike it like he does, but very good.
Whoa. That's good.
You all right?
Whoa. Holy shit. Give me just a sec.
Take your time, man.
Yeah. That was new. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, 1 sec. Just caught like in the windpipe. All right, I'm back.
Yes, sir.
So one of the many highly anticipated projects you have on the way is King Richard, which recently premiered at Telluride, and in it, you play Williams' sister's tennis coach, Rick Macy. And as an athlete, I know it incenses you when movies feature actors who've clearly never thrown a ball before. What was your preparation like for this film in order to avoid similar admonishment from tennis fans?
Yeah, it's the same way as if you're training with weapons or with fight. Like, you have to have that stuff on point. And yeah, man, like being a baseball player, I played football, I was a boxer. You know, when you see those things not working, you've got to make it so the experts look and they say, okay, they did their job. I buy that. That's what you're going for. So, you know, I trained. I got really lucky in my hometown of Ojai, California. There's a tennis academy, a great tennis academy right there. And so I trained with those guys. When you have like 5 or 6 coaches that your entire day is devoted to learning something, it's really one of the things about this profession I'm most grateful for. And I have a little brother who, he was an All-American at football and basketball. He went and played, you know, D1 college sports, and he kind of has been whooping my ass at I can whoop his ass in a fight, but he can whoop me at every, and he's killed me at tennis when but now I got his number. So yeah. I'm excited about that. Oh, that's so good. Man, taste that vinegar.
So you star in the new independent film Small Engine Repair, a passion project of you and director John Polono, which started off as a small play in a tiny theater of 40 people in Los Angeles. What is it that you find sacred or most exciting about late night theater productions? Like, what was special to you about the 10:30 p.m. show at the Rogue Machine Theater?
Oh man, that's a great question. It's so, you know, theater is it's there's nowhere to hide. You know, it's you get this period of time where it's just rehearsal, where you can just go and you can fall flat on your face and you can push each other and scare each other and challenge each other. That play started in the most humble way, and what's really beautiful about that play in particular is a lot of my buddies who are cops and firefighters and you know, pro fighters, they were coming with sort of the LA theater audience, and it was this opportunity. Everybody kind of dug it in their own way, and it was a real sort of melding of folks, and we knew we were kind of onto something special. And yeah, it was a beautiful time in my life, and meeting John. You know, he's one of my best friends. I'm super grateful for it.
What role did the venue Cafe Lena in Saratoga Springs, New York have? as a venue and building your confidence as an
Dude,
actor?
how do you know about Cafe Lena, man? Holy moly, guacamole, dude. I cannot. So, Cafe Lena is everything, man. That's my heart, man. So, Cafe Lena, it's the first coffee shop in upstate New York Bob Dylan played. Had a teeny little black box theater in the back. And, my first theater company is run by this beautiful artist named Josh Chambers. We just lost him a couple months ago. He was one of these guys that he like burned too bright for this world, man. Real genius. And I started, doing these plays in the black box of Cafe Lena, where we'd have sometimes more people on stage than in the audience, and doing the most outlandish, insane experimental theater. Cafe Lena, what a sacred special spot, man. And above a place called Hattie's, which is one of the best fried chicken restaurants in the world. And I could never afford it when I was an actor there, but I would love smelling it, you know what I mean? Yeah, just smelling that fried chicken, man, yeah. That's great. I would definitely use any of these so far. I would love to use these.
So far, we'll see if they go.
Right on, man.
The Punisher features some of the most brutal, extraordinary fight scenes ever on TV. What are the hallmarks of a good action sequence to you? Like, from an actor's perspective, what separates a good fight scene from a mediocre one?
I really want to be with the characters. I don't want it to be one note. I want to see when they feel, when there's fear. I love that. When they feel like maybe someone's getting the better hand, desperation. I think there's potential for like real comedy. But I think like at the end of the day, what everybody's really craving in those scenes is that you buy it, that you buy it. So it's the physicality of both delivering and selling the blows. Or if you're playing somebody who doesn't have those kinds of skills, you just got to play the emotionality of it. You got to kind of meld all those things together. And there's nothing I like better than dancing with the stunt guys. When you get a group of guys that trust you and that you trust, you can take it to a higher and higher level and turn it up. And I love it, man. I love it. I'm so grateful to be kind of welcomed into that community, and my friends in that community I really care about. Sweet, huh? Mm-hmm. That's good. Do you eat the whole wing?
I kind of mirror the guest, you know? So I don't want to be like, if a guest is like kind of just taking a bite, I don't want to just be like cleaning wings. I don't want it to be like I'm showing off on my show or something.
Yeah, but you're the champ. And I mean, I do think, like, I dug out with Matt, he was like eating the whole time. Like, he was really doing it.
Yeah.
And, like, I did promise Dom, like, I was not going to take baby boy bites. Like, I'm really going to try to get it. I know it's easy to say on this half of the tray. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be, cocky or nothing, but I'm going to try to eat. You know what I mean?
Then I'm right with you. Right on. So Elizabeth Olsen, who we had on the show last season, likewise went to the Moscow Art Theater School, and I was really fascinated to learn about her time there, in particular getting a crash course in Fitzmaurice work. Thinking back on that time, what's an acting exercise that you remember being an enlightening, eye-opening experience for an actor, and can you give me another one that was just plain bizarre?
A cool exercise that I always think about, they're constantly training your attention and your concentration, right? So one thing that they would do is they would give you a newspaper, right? Completely mundane article. And you would have to read the first paragraph of that article. And you would just sit in front of the class reading it. And while that was happening, people would ask you questions. What'd you have for breakfast today? Somebody else would say, what color are your socks? And you would have to answer each one of those questions while you were reading the article. At the same time, excuse me, I'm good. So good. While you're answering those questions and reading the article, the teacher would snap, cough, and clap. When it was over, everyone in the class, he would just point at people at random, and you would have to say, how many times did I clap? How many times did I cough? Who asked you this question? What was the answer? And everyone had to know those answers. And then you would have to recite the monologue. The Russian theater is really all about ensemble building, about how do we strengthen this team? How do we all work together? And the movies and the projects that I've been in that I loved and that I think have been successful have all been celebrations of that. I will say I took a clowning class, and the first exercise was to come in and make everyone laugh, but you couldn't use any words. And everybody was failing miserably. Nobody could do it. So I put on my girlfriend's sweatpants. She had these like tight ass gray sweatpants, and I got in front of the class. You couldn't use any words. You had to make everybody laugh, and you had 2 minutes. And it was just people failed miserably. So I stood there and I started like acting like I had to go to the bathroom really bad. And I was like, and then I just like pissed myself in front of the class. You know what I mean? And everybody did laugh, but like, why the fuck did I, then I had to sit there with like, it was totally, I think it wasn't a bad exercise, but I handled it in a stupid way. Yeah. Scorpion peppers, huh? Where's this from?
It's from Pennsylvania.
Wow.
A little bit of a step up.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, John, we have a recurring segment on our show called Explain That Gram, where we do a deep dive on our guest's Instagram, pull interesting pictures that need more context. So we'll pull up the picture over here on the monitor.
Cool.
You just tell us the bigger story.
Yes, sir.
And then I know that you're passionate about shutting down fighting kennels and rescuing pit bulls like Bam Bam over here.
Yeah, little Bam Bam.
Do you have any words of wisdom for people who may have rescued during the pandemic but don't really know what they're doing?
Listen, look, I think like the pit bull, like the breed-specific legislation is completely bonkers. I think, the breed of your dog does not make that dog any more or less likely to be aggressive. What comes hand in hand with it is you do have a responsibility to train your dog. My dogs are on set with me. They come with me everywhere. I don't need leashes or collars. My dogs don't scare people. They're great around kids. They're upstanding members of the community. There's nothing like going to a dog park and seeing a dog that's fighting other dogs, and then the human being is like holding that dog after the fight, petting it and saying, "Don't do that. That's a really, really," like, what do you think that dog is? You're telling that dog to go do it again. You got to be clear with the animal. So that's kind of the advice that I would give.
And good advice. All right, up next. For an actor,
man.
What was the most challenging thing about shooting for 8 months in the closed quarters of a Sherman tank for Fury?
I love those guys, man. So look, when you first get in a 75-year-old Sherman tank, they say there's more things that can kill you inside the tank than outside of the tank. The turret moves, people, in training, horrible accidents happen all the time. And, when you get in there with 5 guys, there's, I know what each one of I know every smell that any one of those guys is capable of. Like anything Brad Pitt can do, I know exactly what, you understand? And so, by the end of that movie, none of us would leave the tank when it was over. They say there's no bond like a tank unit, and that's really how I feel about those guys. It's such a blessing to be able to portray these things, but do it under the umbrella of safety, and then it's our job to sort of push it and make it as kind of dangerous as possible under that umbrella. And I think you just leave with unbelievable and deep reverence for the guys that do it for real. That's how I am. But yeah, that's just a typical day in the mud there. Yeah. Yeah. Ghost peppers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. All
Back
right, let's
half
go.
stuff.
All right, let's go. When I said that, I realized there was a little bit of cockiness and arrogance, so I want to take that back. You don't have to edit it, but I'm self-editing. I'm not being cocky or arrogant. You know what I mean? Because I am, I'm really into the wings. You know what I mean? But I know it's about to get real.
You're doing great, though. You're doing great.
They're amazing.
So you played Tony Soprano's father, Johnny Boy, in the new prequel to The Sopranos, The Many Saints of Newark.
Yep.
And endless ink has been spilled about how Tony Soprano helped usher in a whole new era of masculinity on TV. And I liked a quote of yours I heard when you said, "The least manly thing is to be the loudest voice in the room." What's your relationship with the tough guy characters that you play on camera?
I just think that there's this thing that's going on right now. Just kind of, it's everywhere. It's in our politics, it's in our entertainment, it's in our media, where sort of the rigidity and unbending sort of just inability to move off of your opinion, that is being confused with sort of patriotism and strength and masculinity, to say it's my way or the highway, where I think that, for me, that's the most un-American thing in the world. And I think as far as being a man, I think you need to be able to talk to anybody. You need to be confident enough in yourself that you know that you can make a mistake, that you can learn from everyone, that you should approach and engage in dialogue with people that think completely differently than you. The people that I really respect and admire in my life all have that. I think people who actually walk the walk, that don't just talk about it, they all kind of live by that code, that you're constantly trying to get better, you're constantly trying to grow. It's not about implementing my will on you. And I think that with this kind of masculinity thing, it's just, I feel like it's sort of been bastardized in this way that, again, it's about the bombast and it's about looking tough and talk, but, having empathy for people, having compassion for people, helping people, being somebody, wanting to be the kind of person that will be there for someone in need. That's what I think, being a dad's about, being a man's about, and that's how I'm trying to raise my boys, and to have an open heart towards everyone. There's chocolate in that?
Yeah, but
Holy shit.
not the kind I think you may be like hoping for.
Fuck yeah.
Like a chocolate pepper.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, man. I'm gonna eat this whole fucking thing, Dom. Doing what I said I'd do. Holy moly.
I understand that in Ford vs. Ferrari, director James Mangold kind of shied away from green screen and embraced classic Hollywood filmmaking techniques. When you think about the creative ways that he was able to capture the chaos of car racing, what sorts of things stand out?
Across the board, look, he's a genius. He's a national treasure. And I think what really was this homage to kind of classic filmmaking. For exactly what you said, I think it's more than just sort of the lack of special effects and what that does to have real race cars screaming by the actors. Even if you never see the race cars, the sound of it, the energy, the palpability of that informs all the performances. They're all really there, and you can feel them. And I've been so blessed to work. Holy shit, that's hot, bro. I've been so blessed. Man, I gotta make my answers shorter. Holy shit, bro.
And then Martin Scorsese's a director who embraces improvisation. I'm curious how you think Wolf of Wall Street might have benefited from that approach.
I mean, it's the mountaintop, it's never, there's no one better and never will be. That process, I learned more, even with that sort of limited role. My whole acting style kind of changed off of that. No two takes were alike. Everyone on that set, everybody who steps foot on that set, is literally the best in the world at what they do. There's such reverence, there's such solitude and solidarity on those sets. A lot of times people talk about that "sell me this pen" scene. And I use it as a really good example of the way that Marty kind of works. When Leo was walking the set that day, his security was a New York City detective, and he said that he had a job interview with the real Jordan Belfort. And Leo said, really? Just walking the set that day that we were shooting that scene. He said, what was the interview? And he said, he handed me a pen, said, sell me that pen. So Leo he didn't tell anybody, he just threw that into that scene, and then everything was sort of reactive off of that. It just made it that it was electric and you never knew what was gonna happen next. It changed the way I worked on everything.
Did they throw you a death day party during your time on The Walking Dead, or is that a tradition that started after you left the show?
No, it was, there's a place, I forget the name of there's a soul food restaurant in Atlanta that I remember the waitress, the first time we went there, she said, this is gonna make you uncomfortably full. And so that's where we always would do our death dinners. We started with the very first one with Amy, and that group, all those guys from the originals, they're family to me, and I'm so grateful I got to be on that show. It helped me in so many ways.
Well, speaking of eating until you're uncomfortable,
Let's go, man.
This next one is To Bomb Beyond Insanity.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, what is that, beyond insane? So like somebody reads that and they're like, oh yeah, like yeah.
You go to insanity.
Then you gotta go beyond.
You gotta go beyond.
Let's go beyond, bro. Oh, fuck. Dom, I want you to see what I'm doing. Mother. What's clear, huh? If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly.
You gotta be a grizzly.
Motherfucker. I mean, that doesn't even... Fuck, there's two more. I can't believe it can get... Wow.
Yeah. And it kind of just grows on this one. Kind of just grows.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's in the... Oh, mother ever. Yeah.
So in addition to training overseas, I know
How are you
that
talking, bro? How are you fucking
you just
talking?
keep rolling.
Okay, let's go.
I know that you also played catcher on a pro baseball team in
Yeah.
Russia.
Yeah.
Can you pull back the curtain
I ate it too fast. Sorry.
on what a mound visit with Jon Bernthal was like? Like, what would you say to a pitcher having trouble spotting his fastball?
I love that position. You're the field general. There's psychology that you're constantly playing with the batter and with the pitcher. I'm gonna go into the milk, bro.
Yeah, me too. I already beat you there.
That's beyond insanity. I got intense sometimes as a catcher, brother. That's all I got to say about that.
What's the most intense high school football game you remember playing in during your undefeated season?
Fucking
with
A,
the
man.
Sidwell Friendship
Thank
Quakers.
you for saying that, man. Undefeated. Those guys are my best friends in the world. Dougie Thornell, Greg Zumas. We were undefeated, man. We grew up playing together, you know? Wow, bro. Dude, I can't believe there's 2 more.
As an actor who frequents the Petramali boxing gym,
Oh
what do you
my
think
God,
is
you know
the
everything,
greatest?
dude.
What do you think is the greatest boxing movie of all time?
Oh, Raging Bull. Raging Bull, you get right inside there with it and the character piece. It's a hard sport to get right. Not too many people, like what we were talking about with tennis. Yo! What we were talking about with tennis, there's not that many people who actually have gotten in there, but they are unbelievably meticulous. And there's movies I think a lot of people consider great that are full of boxing flaws. It's a tough one for me. It seems like there's a million boxing movies about white fighters. It's not a white sport, and that's always been sort of a source of contention in the boxing world. I think Raging Bull for me is the best.
I'm catching a little bit of a head buzz.
You okay?
Yeah. Just catching a little bit of a head buzz, I think, off that last one.
It's weird, man. I'm so fucking nervous to see these next 2, but I'm curious how it could get fucking stronger. Am I allowed to curse?
Go ahead. Let it fly.
Ooh,
Let it fly.
Mother. Oh. Bro, I've never seen you struggle, dude, like this.
I like how you came up in here, you're like, I come here with humility. I come in here.
Yeah.
And you know, me been around the block so many times, maybe sometimes I take this for granted, but I think that first one reminded me. We're playing a dangerous game.
It's not,
here.
yeah, this is not for babies.
All right, so this
I'm
is
just gonna do one like circle.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hit a lap. Hit a
Oh,
lap.
my lordy. All right, come on. Let's go. Let's
All
get
right, so this is Hellfire's Cranked.
Come on, Hellfire. Dude, look at this mother. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Dude, I mean, look at him. I'm literally gonna have nightmares of this dude on here. It's like, what says eat me? Whew, Reaper sauce. Let's get it, dude.
Let's get it.
Uh-huh. I'm just doing one bite. You doing multiple?
Okay, I'm good.
You wanna just go one bite?
Let's just call it one. Let's just call it one.
Should we do 2?
Yeah, okay, let's do 2.
Do you like to swallow quick?
That was traditionally what I did because I got to choke it down to get the question out.
Yeah.
But then after that first one, now
Swallowing
I know.
it quick, I think, is a mistake. But,
Maybe I should
chewing
slow it
that
down a
shit
little
is
bit.
fucking stupid, man. I'm sorry I'm cursing so much. Sloan's gonna choke me out. Woo! All right, come on.
So you're a film buff who counts
Yes,
True
sir.
Romance, Goodfellas, Silence of the Lambs amongst your favorite, but you also speak very highly of a little-known movie called D.C. Cab, starring Mr. T.
Yeah.
Why do you refer to that film as you call it the only honest DC movie that's ever been made?
DC's never portrayed. The real DC is like never portrayed in movies. You know, DC. Growing up there, it's very much a study in hypocrisy. You know, you've got like the federal government there, and it's all pristine, and it's patrolled by the Capitol Police and the Secret Service. And then, historically, then you go a couple blocks either way, and it's a very, very different city. And there's so much vibrance and culture and vitality to that city. It's got its own vernacular, its own music. I don't know if you've ever heard go-go music.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like, fuck, it's so good. Where'd you grow up?
Chicago.
What's crazy about DC Cab showed the real DC. I love that movie. You know what I mean? I just love that movie. Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, we got a shout out for DC Cab today. All right, Jon Bernthal.
Let's do this shit, bro. I'm trying to watch you, dude. Oh my God. I'm gonna rub it.
Little wipe off, yeah.
And then what? You start with the bite that you got it. Good luck, brother. I
To you
appreciate it.
too.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thanks
You're
so
a
much
bad
for coming
man,
in.
dude. Seriously. Holy shit.
Cheers, John.
Yeah, respect, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Come the fuck on, dude. Who would do that? You go over there. Oh, come on, let's go. Let's fucking get it.
All right.
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
You can't talk about DC and then not do that.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that's you. That's how fucking genius he is, dude. He
For
did that
DC.
on purpose.
For DC.
Come on, man.
Okay, Jon Bernthal, at long last, we've reached the conclusion of
It's
our
my nose,
spicy
bro.
wing journey.
Yeah.
If we've learned anything along the way, it's that your path through acting has likewise been a roller coaster, from Russia to the States to waking up at 5 a.m. and driving to Actors Equity for open auditions in a roofless Jeep.
Yeah, right on there.
For someone whose path to the silver screen wasn't the easiest, what do you think is the most important trait an aspiring actor must have in order to grind and make the way through the unknown?
It's pretty simple, man. I think the mistake that so many people make, and I think you can do this in professions across the board, to constantly worry about connections, getting in the right room, you know, knowing the right people. And you put all this time and effort as actors, having the right headshots, you know, reaching out to people that you know that might be in the industry. It's not about getting in the right rooms. It's just not. It's about what you do when you get in there. You have to love what you do, and you have to work at it like crazy because you love it. And so double down on that and give it everything you have, man, and never, ever, 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 ever give up.
Wise words to live by from Jon Bernthal, and look at you, my man, taking on the wings of death.
We did it.
And living to tell the tale. And now, Jon Bernthal, there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera. Let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Many Saints of Newark, that comes to theaters and HBO Max. Oh man, whew. I'm sure that's exactly what they want. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll puke while I'm delivering this. Woo! It's coming on October 1st. King Richard's coming out. I'm super proud of it. Please go see Small Engine Repair. It's a labor of love. I guarantee it'll make you laugh. It might offend you. It will push you. It will challenge you. Be good to each other. Just be good to each other. That's really what I want to say. Let's just be good to each other. Thank you for having me, man. I have so much respect for you, man. This was awesome.
Thank you, Jon. What a ride.
Ooh,
and a big round
thank
of
you, brother.
applause to you.
Back at you. That was awesome. Holy moly, man.
Yeah.
I actually think the Hellfire was the worst.
Really?
You did not?
Well, you know, everybody always says da bomb, but I think that what happens is people get shocked by da bomb, and then they kind of like don't see that next one coming. But yeah, this one this season hit. It's just like strength to strength to strength.
Strength to strength to strength. Yeah. And we were taking those big bites, so it would like get you on the Wow. I'm just gonna do one more glass of water.
That was great.
Woo!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Sean Evans. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching today's episode. And as you know, every season, it's out with the old and in with the new hot sauce lineup. And I know you've been watching this episode and wondering to yourself, I wonder if I would cry like that. Would I sweat? Would I scream? Well, now you can find out because the Hot Ones 10-pack is available at heatness.com. That's heatness.com to get your hands on the Hot Ones 10-pack. Remember, with the last dab, you don't have to if you don't want to. Keep milk on hand. Keep ice cream at the ready. You can do this.